Hello everybody, Cedric and CJ here, CRFP and commentary. We will be reviewing Ring of Honor from last week. And let's see if I can get there. That'll be the 18th. And before doing that, we will start off with answering viewers because we are professionals. So let me go ahead and get the logo up there. Booyah! Right there, right below Ring of Honor. Answering viewers, you know. And you know, sometimes you want to get people's attention. So, you know, you just do the... I'm just rapidly clicking it just so it can be on the screen flashing. You know, get the best answering viewers over here. No other answering viewers better anywhere else on the planet. Answering viewers here. Come here and get your answering viewers. Answering viewers. All right.
You finished.
So, I'm finished. I'm finished.
All right. So we're going to start off with a comment by Zemo from a commentary Cedric did on SmackDown. I wasn't present for. I think I was asleep.
You were not. Actually, I did this while you were sleeping. I was like, she is not going to be watching no SmackDown and nothing like that. So I just went ahead and did that. I was like, I'm going to see if I get any views from doing a SmackDown review, if it'll shock or whatnot anybody, you know, because I was intrigued by Cornette, and now they got Tama Tonga, and they're bringing in Jacob Fatu
at some point.
I'm like, oh my goodness, like AEW should have snatched him up, but they wouldn't know what to do with him anyway.
Nope, because Tony Khan don't like big men.
It ain't that. They just don't know what to do with wrestlers, even though they got wrestlers.
And he don't like big men.
Yeah, that's true.
He bastardize a big man every chance he get. If they ain't, you know, young buck or smaller, he don't know how. He just don't know how.
Yeah, he's probably just jealous. Like, I wish I was big since I'm not. I'm not gonna have him on the show, but I don't know.
Focus all that energy on your E-Fed and get some tips. Okay, so what Zemo said was, Tama Tonga is not the silent type. He should not be taking orders from anyone, especially from the rip-off version of Umaga. Sorry, but Jacob Fatu is everything Solo is supposed to be. Fatu has loads of charisma and great ring skills. Solo has just been the silent henchman, constantly interfering in Roman matches and acting like a watered-down version of Umaga.
And that's what I've seen for a while. Well, not seen, but that's what I, listening to Cornette and Last, that's what Sokoa was. And I was like, can this dude do anything? You know, and it seemed like he was a new wrestler that they was retraining or training up. I couldn't tell, but okay.
I understand your mixed feelings on WWE. I still dislike WWE, but they have a good roster of wrestlers. Some of my favorite wrestlers are on the WWE roster. If you want to talk about SmackDown, that's cool. I will still listen because your videos are very entertaining.
Thank you, man. Look, I'm going to go ahead and tell you behind the scenes. When I read that not long after you posted it, and inside I teared up. I'm gonna tell you right, I am a crier. I watch a movie, Good Triumph, and all this other stuff. I don't like goodbyes. I don't like sad endings, you know. And when you wrote that was a triumph. That was just all I could think was thank you. That's all I could think, you know. I don't know how to entertain. I could just do this the only way that I know how, and I'm glad my voice isn't so off-putting that you can't deal with it. So, thank you.
We also have to send a shout-out to @RF Hextra, who says, I like it, this new audio.
And that's what he says.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we got the next one, right?
Got to get there.
Yep. She's loading it and whatnot. I ain't gonna sit here and give dead air. I was sitting here like, I'm just gonna be quiet. Like, we tired. Don't even know. It happens so quick.
I know why I'm tired.
Well, you've been up all day. You've been productive. Researching the next novel you're gonna work on.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing
I got
that.
A blog post done.
Yeah, you did working on The Wicked Orchard. You got a blog and a half done.
Yep. And some ideas.
Talking about stretch food.
Yep. Worked all day and I cooked 2 meals.
So yeah, you know you've been superwomaning it up. You know, I just woke up and been in pain all day. That's
Okay.
I worked on CR Fire Pro and I had to fight the computer, restart it, I don't know, like 5 times since last night, and finally it's working and updating. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Okay, I'm struggling. Give me a minute.
Struggling or scruggling?
The scrug is real, I guess.
The scrug is real.
See, I think I'm gonna keep choosing the same one.
Yeah.
Okay, that says 3. Okay.
So,
okay, I got it.
So you got it?
I
you
got
got
it.
all 3?
Mm-hmm.
You did that? You found it?
Yes.
You good?
You want to read it?
What? I'm asking if you're good. I'm trying to be good. What tone?
Has to be no good. I got it.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is from at Wrestling Arcade TV. And they said, I like the classic tag title design returning for the WWE tag titles. I would have preferred the world tag titles to be shaped like the classic world tag design rather than being round. Do you want me to read your reply?
You can if you want, but my reply should have been something that I like seeing the tag titles return. You know, the others look a little odd, and it makes me think about what I should do with Fire Pro with those belts. But you know, seeing them return with the black strap is good. It might be just nostalgia, though. I'm not so sure, but I like seeing it. It just, I guess, from growing up and seeing all the belts black or brown, it was rare to see like I think the United States belts for WCW or NWA, they were reddish. So to see that, and then Ultimate Warrior, his belt, Intercontinental belt, that would be white or this weird green or something like that to match his outfits, and I'm like, man, that had to take money. You know, not unless it's not real. What in the world? What's up with our reviews that your phone gonna ring? It's been damn near all day long. Look. All right, so go ahead with the next one. You know, but yeah, that response, that was W. Stevens.
Okay.
That was W. Stevens, legendary E-Feder. You know.
Let's see. The next one's from Zemo. Did not expect the segment with Tama and Kevin to be so violent. I love to see a feud between those two. Tama Tonga is still too good to be the henchman for Umaga Jr. Tama should be the leader of the Bloodline or whatever new faction they decide to form. As for the fans cheering Roman, that is typical fickle fans. One minute they hate someone, the next they cheer them on. Fickle. No one is truly over on wrestling because the fans would rather criticize every little thing and act like their opinions are facts and attack anyone who disagrees with them. As someone who has seen Bayley in action, she is a natural babyface.
Yeah, because I was asking about, can someone talk about Bayley? Because, you know, there some things I'm just not liking, and I don't really want to call that out.
Okay. When she debuted, she was optimistic and sweet and kind, but can go in the ring. I thought her matches against Charlotte and Banks were very good, and I highly recommend them. She did turn heel, but she was too likable. The fans found it hard to boo her sometimes. Recently, she formed her own heel group with Io Shirai.
Io Shirai.
But Shirai betrayed her, and Bayley turned face again. Their bout at WrestleMania 40 was good and definitely better than the Naomi bout. I think she has it, whatever it even is. I try not to call a wrestler an indie wrestler or Indy-Darling because that is demeaning. They are wrestlers. True, there are some bad wrestlers, but there are also good wrestlers. But because everyone's focused so much on the bad, they do not notice the good. There are jerks in wrestling who deserve to be called out, but there are just as many genuine nice guys and girls who work hard and sacrifice everything to entertain the fans. If you're still looking for alternatives to WWE, I highly recommend TNA. I know Scott getting fired sucks, but the company still has plenty of good wrestlers, and they are set to compete in their Rebellion pay-per-view tonight. The card looks very good. Thanks for the commentary, Cedric.
You are welcome. So welcome. And thank you. Thank all of you. Indy-Darlings, it is derogatory, but it's also a label. And human beings got a bad habit of taking something that they hear positive or negative and then bastardizing it to the point where it starts to lose meaning. And that's what's happened with the term Indy-Darling. It's losing meaning. The Indy-Darling is this is how this roll, okay? Let's see if I can do this short. An Indy-Darling, for those that don't know, that's the wrestler that starts on the independent scene, but it's not just the scene, it's the style. It's the independent style. It's to do every move that you can, have a minimum of a 15-minute match, but honestly, on average, it's 22 some minutes. Long matches, do everything in it. There are lots of mistakes. Don't sell. Keep the flow going. Keep the crowd entertained. Keep them popping at all costs. Build your rapport like that. You build your fan base. They love you. They follow you. They follow the indie scene. You are maximum popular. Then one of these companies, I'm going to say 4 companies, MLW, AEW, TNA, WWE, one of them will call you up and say, hey, look, you're making waves, you're being liked, bring you up here, try you out, see how you do. Then they put you on TV if you pass all whatever criteria they got. But they want you because you are that, because you made headway, but then you can't stop doing that. You can't stop being indie. Even if you pass all the tests, go through the retraining, you'll eventually falter back into that, and it shows on TV, and they won't get rid of you because you're very popular, because you are an indie darling. That's usually how that go. For those that don't know, you're an indie darling. They love you. Your butts in seats because they love you, but your style doesn't fit the company that you're going to, unless that company is something like AEW. So that's why AEW got all the indie darlings and friends of the Young Bucks, because that's what it's based on. Not professional wrestling, but those that do their own stupid and call it professional wrestling. And there are people in there that do the indie stuff, but that's only because that's what they have to do. When in truth, if you throw them in there with wrestlers, you will see a better match out of them. And I've seen it. You know, Jim Cornette can talk down, and I had talked down about Penta of No Fear, but if you put him in there and lead him, he will put on a damn good wrestling match and do it the right way.
That's true.
But he's not in there with those people.
No.
So you don't see that. And so how long do you not see that is also how long he's learning it. And then he thinks this the United States is the only way they're going to do it. So that's the sad part. So that's the indie darling explanation. So for those that don't know, I hope that's helped you. And I also want to let Zemo know, if I call somebody indie darling, I'm trying to be as factual as I can, not being derogatory for derogatory's sake, just to insult somebody. If somebody's acting like an indie darling, I'm gonna call it out like that. But with these companies, I don't see too much of that outside of AEW. Not that I've seen, you know, the Death Machine. But other than that, but I haven't seen him in many months. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's better. I can only hope, and then when I see, I'll see. I'm never going to proclaim to know unless I actually know. You know? So we're going to start our Ring of Honor. So April 18th, it starts off, I don't really care to do the promos and whatnot, but Mark Briscoe, he had a good promo talking about House of Black and whatnot, and there's going to be a dynasty and it's all that stuff, and it was a good promo. I was like, okay, he's pulling out some references, some phrases. It sounds serious. I'm liking it. Mark Briscoe, if you listen to the promo, you can hear him trying to split the difference between I'm intelligent and know what I'm talking about, but I'm also got to be a podunk boy from Delaware, and I don't know what's going on. You can hear him trying to split the difference. Mm-hmm. And he was failing to show that he doesn't know anything. He was a little bit too intelligent and throwing out things very precisely. and then ends with his barking at the camera and stuff, which was funny, a little chaos, but
Maybe that's what he's going for now.
maybe, and if so, that's cool. Maybe he thought, I'm going to use this belt and get some recognition. Maybe WWE will call me up. His brother was the reason why they were saying no. And Mark would be a second coming of Cactus Jack, or Dude Love, or Mick Foley, or Mankind, or Cactus Jack Manson, or
Probably Cactus Jack.
whichever one you want to. They were all. So this starts off with Aaron Solo versus Brian Keith, that bounty hunter guy that doesn't hunt bounties. I just don't like people that got a gimmick that they can't do anything with.
You know what? It's more than him just being Brian Keith, the middle schooler you went to school with back in the day.
Yeah.
Good mint.
Okay.
Give me the Beast Mortos anytime.
This was a super long match with Keith kicking out very late at one point as the ref stopped his hand before he kicked out. The crowd acknowledged it, but they didn't dwell on it. So I was like, okay, they know, they saw, it was right there. So, okay, that's kind of where I am on it. I'm like, y'all saw that. You can't even deny it now. But maybe, I mean, when I see that, I'm like, he was legit pinned. That was legitimate. Something happened. Mm-hmm. That's how I see that. If you don't know the kick out, you didn't hear that first count, and you're questioning it, because the ref probably had to whisper, kick out.
Possibly, yeah.
You know, but they battled like it was the second to the main event of a pay-per-view. But Keith won with the diamond dust and pin, and Riccaboni called it something else. I don't know. But I was like, that was diamond dust. And it was a nice one, too. Next, I'm just going to go through the matches and stuff. If I remember a promo, I might. But Lance Archer, he comes out. He's wearing white. So then the Righteous come out. So it's a 6-man tag team match. And they're going against John Cruz, Savion Truitt, and Damian Chamber. I'm like, 3 dudes.
Yep.
3 dudes.
Just mashed together. You got to make it work.
The match was drug out longer than it needed to be, but these 3 are over in Ring of Honor. The Righteous, Lance Archer, they're over. They are. The match ends with an orange sunshine and blackout. Vincent picks up the pinfall. I mean, they look good. I'm not going to lie. Dutch and Lance Archer would be a devastating tag team.
They would.
My only issue with Lance Archer, he likes to play too much in the ring, and you can tell by his run.
He's having a good time.
He is having fun.
He is having a good time.
There are 2 styles of run that he's got, and he's got that, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. And then he's got, I'm going to get you. And when he's doing the little stutter run, it's his pesky run. It's a tell he's having fun. I'm like, be mean. Be mean. You know, I already love you. You know, I already love you. So next we get JD Drake versus Lee Johnson. Very long match as they were main eventing a pay-per-view. But Johnson won with a frog splash and barely got it. He landed flush. If you want to say landing your upper body on somebody else's. But he, you know, it's like a land and kind of crawl onto him a little bit. But he got it. Then we get Abaddon versus Allison Kay. And I'm like, Allison's going to job to this woman. It was a shorter match. It was a real short match. But it was the right length. Allison did well to try to put Abaddon over. But Kay is just too good and much larger than Abaddon. But Abaddon won after hitting the leg lace DDT she calls Black Dahlia.
I like the name of that move.
Yeah. Then we get tag team action, Iron Savages versus the Infantry. And I didn't care. Because I was like, I know how this is going to end.
Yeah.
You know, same match as usual with the Infantry winning with boot camp. But after the match, this don't make any sense. The premier athletes run in and beat the hell out of infantry. And then Dalton Castle, he comes out. I don't know why. Then Mark Briscoe comes out behind him. And they're trailed by Brian Keith and Lee Johnson. They hit the ring and chase off the premier athletes. Why? I don't know. I do remember the infantry building a feud with the Outrunners.
Yeah, who have disappeared.
Yep.
I don't know why they're doing this with the premier athletes. The premier athletes just came back. I guess they're wanting to start something, but that still doesn't explain why the quote-unquote locker room cleared out to defend the infantry. It's almost like there was some sort of unknown, always locker room made shit, but we didn't hear that. We don't.
I don't know. There are positive things that can sound negative, so I don't want to go into that. But, how can I say this? They need some kind of structure, because Mark Briscoe doesn't need to associate like that with this level. Literally, they are a mid-card team. Deal with them mid-card with the mid-card. Top guys deal with the top guys. Usually if a top guy is going to deal with the mid-card guy, it's because they're trying to bring that mid-card guy up. Mm-hmm. Either the face or the heel. One of them they're trying to bring up. Like, okay, something's going to happen. We need to bring y'all up so we can replace somebody or add to the drama. This didn't need to happen. And it wasn't even revisited later on in the match. There was no promo to explain anything.
And there won't be either.
So just terrible booking. Then we get a 6-woman tag team match. Layla Gray, Diamante, and Taya Valkyrie. The slimming and trimming and strong upper body Taya Valkyrie with her urine hair.
Yeah. Versus
Layla Hirsch, Kiera Hogan, and Trish Adora. And I wrote this: I suspect Adora to get pinned by Taya or Gray to get pinned by Hogan. All right. That's what I wrote. So it was a fair match, with the best part being the camera catching Adora hitting her lariat Tubman on Diamante outside.
That was beautiful.
You could tell they was about to go strictly into the ring, but they was like, wait a minute. And you get to see it in the crowd, and the crowd reacted a little bit.
She ate Diamante's lunch. That lariat was beautiful.
That's the best one I've seen her do. The match ends with Kiera Hogan hitting that spinning fisherman suplex on Layla Gray.
Yep.
Called it.
Sure did.
So next match, we get Nick Comoroto versus the Beast Mortos. I'm like, you know how this going to end. You know how this going to end.
They got Comoroto doing this. I'm unsure. I need to be led. I'm all this illusion gimmick, and it's just so dumb.
If you're not gonna put this man in main event status, don't do this. These storylines, when somebody is down on their luck and somebody comes by and say, "Hey, I can help you," those storylines are reserved for people that they want to bring to the mid card and quickly to the top as soon as the opening happens. Nick Comoroto, I do not see him as top brass, but I see him not losing to the last 4 people I've seen him wrestle.
Yeah, and the way he has to wrestle to drop the matches to these people, you can tell that he's doing the bare minimum. And it looks like he's stumbling around because he can't do what he wants to do, whatever that is.
Early on, Nick hit a nice falling lariat that he used to mount and punch Mortos. And I'm like, that should have ended the match. That lariat, they look back at it and say, wow, that probably should have pinned him. Mm-hmm. Mortos, he won with a diving rolling senton. And it looked good. It looked heavy. It looked strong. He got the pin with it. It was a good match. I didn't see any hiccups. I didn't pay deep attention. I wasn't trying to tear the match apart. But both of them looked good. Nick Comoroto, look, what did you kick? What you hitting the chair for, woman?
I hit it with my damn foot.
Why you kick the chair with your...
I have to keep my legs straight. I'm working on my knee, damn it.
Look, you have heard Jim Ross say too many times, Flesh versus steel, and steel wins.
Look, I did not kick it on purpose. I'm just trying to stretch out my damn leg.
Well, stop stretching.
Then it's gonna get swollen.
Well, look, you got them. Don't hit me. See, if I was made out of steel, you'd be in pain right now. You need to quit.
Go on to the next match.
So look, all right, next match, because that Camarado, I give it a month. We'll see where he is in a month, okay? At the end of April, we'll see where he is. Well, not April, May. May, end of May.
We'll see.
Just a little bit more than a month, we'll see where he is. So then we get Lady Frost versus Marty Bell, the tag team partner of Allison Kay. And I didn't recognize Marty. I was like, Marty Bell.
She wasn't sporting her big fro-like hair. She's got braids.
And she's gained some good weight. She got some meat on them bones. But really good wrestling match. It was it was a wrestling match with a clear heel and a clear baby face. Marty Bell worked that match, talked that trash.
She talked the whole time. She was jaw-jacking with the crowd. That's something that AEW folks don't do.
Yep.
They don't know how to do it.
And if they do, it's, I don't know, give me a drink and let me hit this guy with it or spit it in their face. Thanks for the herpes.
Yeah, they don't know how to incite the crowd. That's apparently is a lost art.
It must be.
So the last one we ever see do it is Jeff Jarrett.
Yep, Ric Flair's retirement. He worked that. He pissed that crowd off inside of 15 seconds.
We've seen him piss off AEW crowd.
Yep. Barely got to do anything. MJF got to go out there and talk his trash and do stuff in the ring, and the crowd is angry. Jeff Jarrett just go out 10 to 15 seconds, and the crowd's like, I'm about coming over this railing. That's masterful. But this match was really good. Lady Frost hit everything. Lady Frost is stacked. She's built. She's a gymnast. And I'm not just talking about, oh, she's got a nice form. No, you can look at her build and tell she is powerful.
Yep. But
controlled. Very controlled. And Marty Bell pulled some of that out of her. You can't just do gymnastics and flip around. She pulled out the strike game of Lady Frost. And you got to see Lady Frost striking, not just a forearm back and forth. No, I'm going to get you back for this. I liked that. Marty Bell made Lady Frost look amazing. Marty Bell, as the enhancement wrestler, did her job to perfection. To the point where if Lady Frost don't perform like this again, you know Marty Bell was the true talent. That's how I see that. But Lady Frost, she won with a beautiful picture. Perfect sky twister press. Beautiful. Beautiful. If she had over-rotated to a senton, that would have been a Cancun tornado. Just letting y'all know. Then we get to Dark Order tag team match. Dark Order versus Zach Patterson and Frank Milano. Dark Order won. We skipped it. Okay, so then we get to the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Title Proving Ground match. Griff Garrison versus Mark Briscoe. No blow by blow to do this. I don't do blow by blow too much anymore. But it makes no sense to put a tag team guy in a match with a singles guy with no storyline beforehand. I was like, at least the fans are all about Mark Briscoe, though. At least. Mark dodged to the outside, and Griff caught him, but instead of holding on and falling back like one should, he practically dropped Mark on his head. It looked dangerous.
He did.
And if you don't know what you're looking at, you would think Mark misdove and almost planted himself. That was all on Griff. Mark eventually dives and catches him later. They do some ins and outs. They do some fighting back and forth. They all get their spots in. Mark led the match nicely, made Griff Garrison look really good. Made him look very competent. Made him look a little threatening, like he should come up and be in some singles. That's what he did. But at the end, Mark won with the J Driller, and it was after a really decent match.
Yeah.
It was a really good match. It was decent. Griff needs to stay in tag team, and if he's going to do singles, it needs to be in the rivals of the tag team. Because this would have been a good time for Spanish Announce Project to come out and attack him. They're the baby faces.
Yeah.
Beat him down and be like, give me my mask back. We will stop hurting him when you give me back my property. You took it. It's my soul. It's my everything. I need it back at all costs. And Serpentico could be whooping up on him and choking him out. And you got Angelico that might be like, yo, man, you might want to chill. Mm-hmm. Chin's like, no, I want my mask back. They go out, give him the mask. And he stops. They get Garrison back. They find out it's a fake mask.
Yeah.
It's not his. That would have been nice. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So that's our review. That's going to do it. This has been Cedric Procedure for CRFP commentary on Ring of Honor. And we want y'all to be good, be chill, be safe. Thank you for your comments, your time, patience, and energy. And with that, we'll see you next time.